weeks on the training ground practicing. One nothing on Thiago Silva's goal 9 minutes in. If things hold, Brazil would win the group. Peru in second. Colombia, a lifeline for third. And again,
this Venezuela side in this midfield as well. Again, it's not that high press of Chile or Argentina. They play a more composed defensive manner, and that suits Brazil. They can just ping it around like this with the lead, especially. It's going to be a little bit more energy needed to be exerted from Venezuela to get this ball back, but they seem very content to just watch the play in front of them, and it's playing dangerously when you're up against players like that, man.
Rincon trying to wrestle the ball free. Draws the whistle. Hour left to go in this one. Still in the final match of the group stage. Unsure of who will be moving on. Peru knows the final two teams to be determined.
Good player.
Elias through. Is he on?
Oh, he's on!
Flag comes up late to deny Coutinho.
I think this one, well, I'll hold my hand up, but no problems from Coutinho. I thought he was onside when the ball's played. Take a look, holds his run, and he steps up right there. And thought it was Rosales on that far side that was keeping it on, but got egg on my face, and well played referee and the man with the flag.
Brave step up Vizcarrando. Any offside trap against Brazil could be fatal.
Yep.
Down goes Chichiro. Up goes Chichiro. Taken away from Guerra. And Robinho. Elias tripped up but gets rid of the ball. Firmino to Willian. Back for Coutinho. Robinho. Felipe Luis. Wait, half hour in. Are we noticing a difference? Obviously, when Neymar's out there, he is the focal point. There's a bit more of a question as to where Brazil will attack today.
I'm not just sure that he draws the ball into him like a magnet that everybody says. He's certainly the go-to man. But I think this team plays in a very similar way, with or without him. You only know one way, and they are certainly playing the syncopated rhythm football, wonderful possession. Maybe he's conspicuous by his absence, Phil. Certainly Dunga would rather have him out than in. But they are spreading it around very nicely.
Strong run now. Rosales, players down behind the play. Rondon trying to peel away. Well blocked. Fernandinho snuffing out a chance, as he does so often at Manchester City.
Miranda and Thiago Silva basically sitting in the rocking chairs back there with their slippers on. They really are, and they're allowing the two wing-backs, Felipe Luis, who have probably seen more in an adventurous way in this first 35 minutes than certainly all the tournament. Dani Alves giving them good company on the other flank. It's all going so well for Brazil. They're playing nicely, and again, Dani Alves, beautiful defending.
Strong step up, draws the foul, quickly restarted Brazil. Robinho cuts to the inside, picked away, but Alves gets it back. There's that defensive triangle for Brazil. You talk about the two center backs. With those wing backs flying forward, they need a player like Fernandinho, like Dunga was in his playing days. That's the pyramid that they build on. Inside, blasting it away. Túñez out for a corner.
Now, wonderful, tricky player. Squirrel on a telephone wire from Roberto Firmino. Just runs out of line. He's got his dead ball on one side. That's a wall for him. He's only going to go one way. Draws the goalkeeper out. Unlucky.
Could be moving to United. Some rumors that Coutinho's Liverpool might try and snatch him away from Hoffenheim first. Whistle from the ref wanting to calm things down. And as Enrique Cáceres has his say, don't forget to stay tuned for the Express halftime show, brought to you by Volkswagen. Richard, Andy, and the boys, obviously plenty to talk about. Willian to the spot again. Silva headed clear, but might have leaned in a bit, and a foul inside the box for Venezuela. Cunhas looking on in disbelief, thinking there should have been more. This is a country that got pried out of its baseball first and only by Richard Paez. Carried them as far as he could. Mentioned the fact that when he left, a lot of fans wanted San Vicente, but they went with Cesar Farias, who did well, but never quite captured the fancy. Did help them get to that fourth place finish, falling against Peru in the consolation match. San Vicente, 6-time champion of Venezuela as a player, 7 times, plus a cup as a manager. You might say it's only Venezuela, but there is something about winning.
There's nobody close to him, is there, in Venezuelan football history? This gentleman down in the technical area. Well, we're going to need him at half-time here to create a different dimension for his team.
Rango scoops it too high.
Because the yellow shirts are pretty much in their bossa nova rhythm. Certainly bossing this game.
But again, just one goal for Venezuela could toss the tables around and toss Colombia out.
Yeah, but have they showed any threat? Can you see it coming?
The free kick was it.
Step it up at half-time in that locker room. Imagine that San Vicente be imploring his team to better effort in every way.
Could you say, don't take the risks yet. Keep it within a goal for that last 15-minute push. They give up a second, and you can pretty much pack the bags.
I don't think it will be 1-0, 15 minutes to go. Brazil keeps moving this ball around the way they are.
Willian swings it all the way over to Alves. Deflected into the middle. Arango back with that delicate left. Rincon. Back to the Genoa man. 61st cap, and he's only 27. Of course, Arango, 127th today. Pops up on Guerra. Forced to retreat. Rincon. Settled Rondon. But pressured off the ball again quickly. Double team leads to this. Robinho. Shades of glory. Good ball. Willian with a chance to step into it. Drives to the goal line. Near post slapped away Baroja. That was close.
Well played, Robinho. Great decision made. Got several options ahead of him. To the side of him. It's nicely won. Beautifully from Miranda. Right on top of Rondon. And then the backtracking of Venezuela just does enough to force Willian wide, and he cannot wrap his foot around it to get that clip to the back post where Coutinho was waiting.
Willian into the middle, push, it looked like from Chichero, volleyed but wide. Again, this time it was Firmino who got decked. The referee a lot closer than we are. All right, we know one pairing, and it'll be the opener in the quarterfinals. Chile against Uruguay. That match coming up on Wednesday the 24th. They're going to play all 4 quarters on successive days. Rondon wide for Rosales. At this point, it would be Bolivia-Peru on the 25th. Argentina against Colombia on the 26th. And Paraguay against Brazil on the 27th. That's if Venezuela doesn't score. Semifinals on the 29th and 30th. Consolation match on the 3rd. And July 4th, let's just say Americans won't be the only ones celebrating. In Santiago, the Copa America final. Nice move. Rincon. Buzz from the Vino Tinto. Guerra brings it back. Rosales
hesitant to get that ball. We've got 3 players waiting, lurking in the box, and they ignore the flighted pass with a bit of fizz on it. But 3 players that are all capable of attacking that ball. Just again, a little bit too conservative once they get into their wide threatening positions. Venezuela, it's been that way from the get-go.
Beautiful touch, Willian again. Firmino drives it into space for Robinho. Just a little too far.
Dunga's upset because he knows he loves it in that space and in that area. Right side with one-on-ones. That's where Robinho has been so electric in his career. Nicely involved as well for being so absent for the Canarino for so long, and no way through for Venezuela.
Felipe Luis retreats. Raul Miranda. Now Silva. Alves. Venezuela cautiously pushing forward. The lunge from Vargas sends it out for a throw. A bit of a Cinderella Copa America so far. Not quite striking midnight yet. Group A, just 2 matches that were decided by more than a goal.
Wonderfully won by Brazil.
Firmino to Robinho. Willian sending it wide, but not wide enough.
Great possession again, kissing the ball on each yellow shirt, but that's bad touch in the end by Firmino. Gets it back.
Tunez playing the man, not the ball. And Brazil keeping the pressure on. Felipe Luis. Vizcarando and Tunez clear. Arango tried a little back heel.
Dani Alves having a storm of a game in this right back position. Been almost foot perfect, going both ways. But there's been a lot of the players in these yellow shirts that are really looking very sharp, with, as I said, an intention of going up in the score sheet.
Ray, as you said, you'd expect that they would be up by more than a goal with 15 minutes left, but only 2 times in this entire tournament has a game been decided by more than a goal. That was the opener, Chile against Ecuador, where they might have even been fortunate, and then the closer in Group A against Bolivia, who had already qualified. Everything else a draw or a 1-goal game.
This Venezuela team have had that element of surprise in them. This was the lowest ranked team in the group, but they've played some good stuff. That's
nice
better.
from Rondon.
And again,
Arango on the turn. Wide for Guerra. Outside Chichiro. Lifting it up and over and just wide of the post.
Just poor cross in the end. But the one from Guerra should have been the one to pick out Rondon. See Rondon with his just feed me baby, and Guerra ignores it, keeps it going on. It would have been a fortuitous goal. That's an intended cross.
Jefferson not quite sure, but Ray, as you said, Chichiro gets more bend on that. Rondon is unmarked.
The ball should have been played earlier from Guerra after the best position that Venezuela's been shown, and you have Rondon on that back post waving like a Dutch windmill, and he's ignored.
Final seconds of the opening half. Cejas for Arango. Alves intercepts.
Wonderful.
Glancing header, Firmino.
Well played.
Sweeping it back, Rincon, but only as far as the Hoffenheim man.
Willian did wonderfully well with that magic touch.
Reaching in to tackle was Vargas, but he got the man, says the ref. And Cáceres was right there. The caution already out. So Vargas will go in the books. By the way, something we haven't mentioned, but yellow cards still accumulate through the group stage and could be a suspension in the quarterfinal rounds. Fernandinho, Felipe Luis, Roberto Firmino watching out.
Across just as he's running away here, right across the player, doesn't get any of the ball. The AK Athens man Ronald Vargas.
Just bought by Ike Athens after a year in Turkey.
To try to get to it, but
Vargas' ex-teammate Anderlecht
for him.
Sasha Kleston and company. 1 minute to be added. And that throw in a bit too quick. By the way, Cejas, Lucena, Chichiro, and Vizcarando also carrying yellows into this final match. But will it be their final? San Vicente not rattled, composed, and I think if you would have said you're only down by a goal at the half, he would probably have taken it. Still in with a fighter's chance. Right in front of the ref, looking back, might have done it, and another caution comes out. Cejas appeared to get the ball, but he also got Elias.
It's all examples of Brazil just being too quick, fleet of foot, and sharp of mind. Talk about the scoreline all you want, but there's a big gap, and when you resort to that sort of tackle, that's arguably a red card. Comes right across him, through the player to get the ball. It's reckless. He's leaving his feet, and it's a deserved yellow card.
Well, if Venezuela does advance, he'll have to sit out the quarterfinal match. Can Brazil add to their lead before the break? Would make it a much nicer halftime chat. Retreating to midfield, content with the goal. Thiago Silva in the 9th minute. Brazil leads by 1 at the half.